What is up, guys, and welcome back to Koi's Corner. Now, sacred geometry is something that has been part of human history and culture for thousands and thousands of years. And from this, we have many sacred symbols, sacred artifacts, sacred geometric structures that we have found throughout history in different cultures around the world. But one in particular stands out above all else. And this is what we like to call the flower of life. So what is the flower of life, and why does it have such a major impact on our existence? Why is it so important to humankind? And overall, what does it mean? Let's find out. Now, as I just stated, the flower of life is something that is not particular to any region of the earth. It has been found across the planet, all over the place. And these places range from well-known, very documented places such as the Temple of Osiris in Egypt, where it was discovered carved into a wall about 5,000 years ago, as well as being found in Islamic, Buddhist, and Hindu temples across all the Middle East, ranging all the way from Syria to India. This is a symbol that has made its way across the planet. And the flower of life became such a focus point that it was a major factor in all of the works that Leonardo da Vinci himself did. And almost all of the creations that he made, including the Vitruvian Man, were based off of this flower of life. And it comes with good reason, as we'll soon discover. So what exactly is the flower of life? Well, at its most basic form, this is what the flower of life would look like. And the flower of life is something that is very easy to create, thus it being so popular. It is, in essence, at its most basic, a collection of perfectly overlapping circles, with the most common drawing itself containing 19 circles and 36 arches that round out the entire shape. And this is where we begin to discover just how influential the flower of life is, because it encompasses within it almost all other sacred geometric shapes that we know of. This ranges from the Vesica Piscis all the way to the egg of life, to the seed of life, also Metatron's cube, and it even shows in some mathematical patterns the Fibonacci sequence. And the fact that these are included within the flower of life is the reason it is the most revered and sacred shape in history. It houses all the possible realities of the universe within it, from Metatron's cube creating all of the platonic solids that exist within nature, to cell reproduction from the egg of life. But why does this make it so sacred? Well, for one, it hints at the discovery of existence itself. As I just said, within the flower of life, we discover the egg of life, which represents the same exact structure as an embryo in its earliest form of production. And along with this, it contains what's known as the fruit of life. This shape itself mimics the formation of atoms and molecular structure. And we could also delve farther into the mathematical constants that exist within the flower of life, but that in itself could be a 20-minute video. It is just mind-boggling how many formations exist within this single shape. And this is another reason the flower of life is so sacred, because it is not just holding shapes, it is holding equations. And these equations are ones that shape reality as we know it. After all, math is the language of the entire universe. All things we know in the universe we can explain through mathematical equations, most of which are found in this shape. It just gives you goosebumps when you really start to research the flower of life and realize how much lies within it. This sacred geometric shape alone mimics creation, mathematical creation, in proportions, and shows everything that exists in the way that we know it, even down to the level of emotions, which doesn't seem real, but we have developed to read how our emotions transmit these energetic frequencies into sine waves that fit within the flower of life. It is something that does not make sense until you really look into it. And as one of my favorite teachers and lecturers, Graham Hancock, has said, we have a past that we have forgotten. And maybe this is due to the most recent ice age, or the fact that we have had cataclysmic events happen in human history, but there are things that we discovered long ago that we simply have forgotten, and we are starting to rediscover them. And I really think the flower of life is something the ancient world caught onto and understood at a very deep, core, systematic level through their being, which made it become something that was not only part of their culture, but part of their reality, part of their life. Now, a lot of people find all these discoveries that relate to the flower of life very overwhelming. After all, there's no other shape in existence that has the ability to break down the universe as we know it on an existential and mathematical level. So much so that people have led to calling the flower of life the visual design of the universe itself. And some very far out cultures and people even refer to it as an interdimensional tool of travel, that it can somehow open up portals for our spirit, our being, to transport through, to transmute through, and come back and receive experiences, emotions, realities, etc. But as always, there are two sides to this story, which is why you should not let it overwhelm you. Now, we can do one of two things with this knowledge that we gain from understanding the flower of life. We can let it lead us into a belief-based system, which has become sort of popular since the flower of life was put back into popularity about 20-30 years ago. Or we can meditate on it and view it objectively, from outside of ourselves, from outside our current understanding. We can view it scientifically in the ways I've been describing so far, by understanding these constants and equations that exist within this shape. And from this, we can let these facts that we can see and fully understand in this moment show us just how amazing this shape is and why ancient cultures were so overwhelmed with discovering it. After all, mathematics is the language of the universe. It is what has led us to discover just how this existence works. And this is one language that the Flower of Life understands better than anything else. I highly recommend that everyone who's getting into the Flower of Life and just how many properties it may have outside of what I've already explained, draw out the Flower of Life. It is something that the more you draw it, the more you see within it. The shapes I've talked about before, the Vesica Pisces, Metatron's cube, you can finally see these things very, very well once you've drawn the Flower of Life. And the more you draw it and meditate on this shape and really look at it and observe it and analyze it, the more you realize how much of the universe is encompassed within it. And by fully trying to understand just how important discovering this shape really was for a visualization of the universe itself, it makes it much easier for us to realize our interconnectedness with this universe, to realize that it is all one cosmological mind, that we are all one interconnected consciousness. The way I like to describe it is by looking at the Flower of Life, we sort of see a two-dimensional blueprint of the universe itself, of existence as we know it. And only by understanding this specific blueprint can we really start to understand at a very basic and core level the blueprint of not only ourselves, but the blueprint of the world around us, of the universe around us, of reality as we live within it. Because when you really break it down, it is just a tool for understanding, and it is a tool that teaches us to see the truth behind what really is and what the media, what the government, what society wants to make us pretend is. There are inherent realities within this universe, but there are also false realities that we are subjected to. And this is one way of really breaking free of that mold and seeing past it in a very simple and easy to understand way. It is something that was understood and passed on from generation to generation, from culture to culture, which led to it spreading around the world. Not many other symbols, if ever, have ever really spread across the entire globe in such rapid fire succession, especially when it comes down to it being a symbol that's not fully based off of religious beliefs. And that's something to think about. Flower of Life is an ode to the universe. It is a reminder that we are all one. And it is a representation of how even our most basic levels of knowledge, of our discoveries, of our understanding, can transcend time and become a tool for thousands and thousands of years. And that itself to me is poetry at its most pure. Now, as I already stated, this is a type of video that could go on for 50 plus minutes. There is so much knowledge on the Flower of Life out there that you just cannot contain into a small video that gives its basic details. So if you guys would like, I have links down below that you can check out to learn more about the Flower of Life. Again, if you have any comments, any questions, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what questions you have, and I'll try to answer them and walk you through them. This is a very detailed but simple design, and it has so much history behind it that you need to discover, especially if you're watching this video. Also, if you'd like to follow me on my social sites, they are right here. I check them every day, give hints, updates as to what's going on, stuff like that. And as always, I will see you guys next week.